Namaste. In today's episode of Yoga for Everyday People, we're looking at a little back sequence to help stretch the back out before we do any strengthening exercises. So it's really important, as always, that you take really good care of yourself. And if you find some of the stretches a little bit challenging or are causing you discomfort, can you please stop and don't do them anymore, or try a modification that I will explain in the program that we're about to explore. Hope you enjoy it. So we begin the sequence in the lying down position known as semi-supine, where the knees are bent and the feet are flat feet to the floor. The feet are close to the bottom but not too close, so that your shin bone is not perpendicular to the earth. So shin bone's perpendicular to the earth. And you want to check that your feet are hip width apart. If you find having the feet parallel causes you discomfort, then maybe have a wider stance and splay the feet away from each other. Alternatively, you keep them hip width apart and parallel to each other. You want to make sure that your lower back is feeling supported. So if you have like a particular strong lumbar curve, you might find that placing a prop underneath it, like so, underneath your sacrum, arounds the back just a little bit more so that the lower back can relax a little bit deeply. So you want to have a play. If you don't have a wedge like I do, you want to have a play with some blankets and see if you can place them in the appropriate position so that your lower back is comfortable. Equally, you want to check that your neck is feeling comfortable. So it might mean that you need to place like a little cushion underneath your neck to make sure that you have that comfort. So we're lying down in a comfortable position and we're beginning to explore the breath, following the passage of the inhale and the exhale. That's all we're doing to begin with, following the passage of the inhale and the exhale, and beginning to allow the body to relax in this position. And with each breath you might find yourself letting go a little bit more. And to help the body to begin to soften and the back to begin to soften a little bit more deeply, we're going to take 3 deep breaths in. And on each exhalation we're going to sigh out quite vocally. So commencing the practice now, breathing in deeply. And surrendering to the earth. And another 2 times. Oh, that's nice. Feel that wave of relaxation flowing through the whole of your body as you begin to soften and let go. Staying connected to the inhale and the exhale. Breathing in, following the breath into the body, and breathing out, following the breath out of the body. Beginning to become aware of the physical form of the spine, the physical structure of the spine, and starting down at the tailbone area. Allow your awareness and the breath to flow up the spine, tailbone, sacrum, up the 5 lumbar vertebrae, up the 5 12th thoracic vertebrae, the 7 cervical vertebrae to the center of the head. And then on the exhale, follow the breath back down from the center of the head, down the 7 cervical vertebrae, the 12th thoracic, the 5 lumbar, the sacrum and the tailbone. Breathing in, breath and awareness flowing up the spine to the center of the head. And breathing out, breath and awareness flowing down the spine, down to the tip of the tailbone. And doing a few more rounds on your own so that this practice becomes established. Now adding a further layer to it, if you visualize a white healing light a white healing light flowing up the spine on the inhale, from the tailbone to the centre of the head, and a white healing light flowing down the spine on the exhale. Breathing in, breath, awareness, and a white healing light flowing from the tailbone up each vertebrae, soothing and healing the vertebrae, the intervertebral discs as it flows up the spine to the centre of the head. And on the exhale, visualizing breath and awareness and a white healing light flowing down the spine. Exploring a few on your own so that the practice can become established. Now adding one final layer, we'll chant OMs up and down the spine along with the healing white light. So when you're ready to, as your breath and awareness and the healing white light flow up the spine, we'll chant an OM, breathing in deeply. Now ready to chant down the spine. Breath and awareness and the healing white light and the vibration of Om flowing down the spine from the center of the head. Breathing in deeply now. And we'll do one more. Breath awareness and a healing white light on the vibratory sound of Om flowing up the spine from the tailbone to the center of the head. Breathing in deeply now. Explore one more breath here. And when you next breathe out, feel the connection your miraculous body makes to the earth. And we're going to begin by some movements to enliven, awaken the whole of the body, and in particular the nervous system. So nerves don't like to be overstretched, they like to be mobilized, so the movements are flowing. And we'll begin with the head. If we interlace the hands behind the head now, elbows relaxing towards the floor, and just pause here for a few moments, allowing the chest and the upper back to open up. Continue to stay connected to the breath. The breath is your friend. The breath lovingly guides you deeper and deeper into your body space. And take a breath in here. And when you next breathe out, bring the elbows to the temples and raise the head up. Very gently, going up as high as feels comfortable for you. And then when you're ready to inhale, rolling the vertebrae back down, placing the head onto the floor and relaxing the elbows to the floor. Pause here for a transitional breath or two. Taking a breath in. And then as you breathe out, draw the elbows to the ears and raising the head up, rolling the vertebrae, the upper thoracic vertebrae, the cervical vertebrae up. And maybe this time you find you can come up a little bit higher. And then when you're ready to breathe in, you roll the thoracic vertebrae and the back of the head back down, and you release the elbows. A few transitional breaths. And the aim is not about how high you go. The aim is to honour your body and to lovingly take care of it. So you come up to whatever level feels most appropriate for you. We'll do one more here. Breathing in deeply now. And then on the exhale, elbows to the temples and raising the head up and coming up to an appropriate height for you. And then on your next inhalation, rolling back down and releasing the elbows. On the exhale, relax the arms to the sides of the body and pause here for a moment or two. And we're going to begin to mobilise the nervous system from the bottom of the body by introducing some movements to the legs. When you're ready to, you're drawing the right knee up to the belly and you're placing your hands behind your right thigh. You're becoming aware of your right foot. Now if you've got sciatic pain, you're okay to do this. But if you're in the acute stages of sciatica, you probably find that you won't be able to do any of these movements. So see how it feels, and if it doesn't feel right, visualize the movements instead. So on an inhale, we're taking the right foot up to the sky. And if you don't have any sciatic problems, you might find you can push your heel away. And when you're ready to on your exhale, you relax back down. We'll do 2 more of these. Breathing in. And breathing out. And inhale. And exhale. Placing the right foot onto the floor, we're ready to repeat exactly the same to the left. Drawing the left knee up, interlace the hands behind the left thigh, and then inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And the final one. And relaxing the left foot onto the floor. And we're going to draw both knees up to the belly now. So you're drawing them up one at a time so that the lower back is honoured. You bring the right knee up first, and then we take the left knee up, and we grab hold of the knees, and we take a breath in. And then as we breathe out, we hug the knees in towards the belly. And then on inhale, we take the knees away. Exhale, hug the knees in close to the belly. And on inhale, take the knees away. And it's because I've got a lovely, magnificent Buddha belly. As you will see, each time I bring my knees in towards my belly, the knees part a little bit to give space for the amazing belly. We'll do one more here. Now we're placing the hands behind the thighs and we become aware of both feet. And if it's appropriate for you, on the inhale we raise both feet up, pushing the heels away. And then on an exhale we bring the heels down. And we'll do 4 more of these. Relaxing the feet, placing the hands on top of the knees now, we're going to introduce a very, very gentle spinal twist. So we take a breath in, and then as we breathe out, we take the knees to the left and we lightly turn the head to the right. Inhale, we come back to center, and on exhale, we take the knees to the right and we lightly turn the head to the left. And we continue in this way. We'll do one more to each side. Inhale, we come to center. Pause for a moment here. And just become aware of how you're feeling. We're going to create 3 circles to each side using the knees. So as we breathe out, we draw the knees into the belly. On an inhale, we take the knees to the left and forward and round to the right. And on the exhale we hug them in again. And we'll do another one. And the final one. And now we're ready to go the opposite way. Releasing the arms and placing the feet back onto the floor one at a time. And now just pausing to feel the effects of your practice. Notice how you're feeling. Has anything changed from when you started? So we want to begin to explore and introduce segmental mobility. And we've done quite a lot of this in previous videos. But it's nice to repeat here so that you have a complete practice. You can probably remove the prop from underneath you now if you have a prop from underneath you. Become aware of how your lower back feels when the prop is removed. And we're going to begin by rocking the pelvis. On the inhale, the tailbone is pushed towards the earth so that the lower back hollows. And on the exhale, the lower back flattens against the earth and the tailbone is taken towards the navel. Inhaling and exhaling. And now we want to begin to feel all of those vertebrae. So when we're ready to, on the next exhale, we round the lower back and we unpeel the lower back up off the floor. The middle back, work in to the area of the waist. We want to keep the lower back rounded here. And if you find that you're okay, if your back really likes to come up a little bit higher, you can come up a little bit higher. But if your back doesn't like it, you shouldn't be coming up here. Important, the glute muscles, your butt muscles should be engaged. If you find that the hamstrings are engaged or that the lower back is engaged, then you need to come down a little bit lower and come more into that hammock style position. Then when you're ready to, on an exhale, round in the back. Down we come vertebrae by vertebrae. And on the inhale, tailbone down, exhaling, flattening the back, inhale, come up. And then as you breathe out, rounding the back, vertebrae by vertebrae. It's a nice flowing movement. The aim is to create segmental mobility. And then exhale, rounding, 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 rounding. Inhale, tailbone down. Exhale, flatten the back against the floor. Let's use the arms. On an inhale, coming up, taking the arms up and over. And then on the exhale, aligning the arms with the trunk, rounding. We come down. Inhale, push the tailbone. Exhale, flatten the back. Inhale. And then exhaling. Now if you find that raising the arms up and over is not appropriate for you because of a shoulder, upper back or neck issue, then you just keep the arms where they are and you come up into this hammock position. Alternatively, you can continue to explore an extended bridge, and you might find that you want to adjust your feet. Now what I particularly like to do for my upper back when I come up is I like to raise the arms up so that the fingertips are parallel to the sky and then just rocking from side to side to really get in to the shoulder blade area and into the thoracic area, and then on the exhale, rounding and coming down. Inhale, tailbone to the floor. Exhale, flatten the back against the floor. Breathing in, coming up again. And then a very lovely thing to do is to bring the palms together and exhale, round, and then come up and down. Really nice way to get into the upper back, into the thoracic area, and then on the exhale, coming down. Inhale, tailbone down. Exhale, flatten back. And then we'll just do one more of those because it feels rather lovely. Breathing in. And then on the exhale, using the arms to help ease out any upper back issues. And then down we come to rest. And we pause here, feeling the effects of the practice. And when you next breathe out, feel the connection your beautiful body makes to the earth. And we're going to introduce a Piriformis stretch. And because I've got little limbs and I've got chunky thighs, for my Piriformis stretch I like to use a belt. And I'm going to place the belt behind my right thigh. And I'm going to place my left ankle on my right knee. And I'm just going to pause here for a moment or do, lightly pushing the left leg away from me. And then when I'm ready to, I take a breath in. And as I breathe out, I draw the legs up towards my belly with the aid of the belt. Now obviously if you've got a different body shape to me, you can probably interlace your hands behind your right thigh and relax here with comfort and ease. But I find using a pelt is quite beneficial for me. And with each exhalation I'm drawing the legs a little bit closer to my belly, trying to keep the upper back relaxed. And I become aware of the right foot, and on the inhale, because it's all about mobilising the nervous system, and on inhale we can take the right foot up, and on exhale we can take the heel down. We'll do two more. And then we can also rock from side to side, very gently. And when we're ready to come into a central position and releasing the legs. And we need to swap sides now. So I place the belt around my back of my left thigh. I place the right ankle on the left knee. And I pause here, pushing the right knee away from me for a moment or two. And then when I'm ready to take a breath in, and as I breathe out, I draw the legs up towards me and I hold. With each exhalation, trying to draw the legs a little bit closer to me. Using the breath, relaxing, feeling the stretch. And again, because we want to mobilise the nervous system, I become aware of my left foot. On an inhale, I raise the foot up. On an exhale, I take the foot down. On an inhale, I raise the foot up. On an exhale, I take it down. And repeating one more time. And then like we did before, we gently rock from side to side. And then bringing the body to a central position, releasing the feet. And becoming aware of how we're feeling now, staying connected to the breath. And we're going to introduce some twists to mobilise the spine a little bit more. So we want the feet to become about the width of a yoga mat. So these really work into the hip joints and rock the pelvis from side to side. So we're working into the tailbone and sacrum area. And again, you're going as far as is appropriate for you, a comfortable edge. So we take a breath in, and then as we breathe out, we take the knees either a little to the left, or if we find we can take them quite a bit, then we go as far as is comfortable for our body type. Now the head we can look up, or if we want to, we can turn to the right. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. Repeat the opposite way. And we'll do 2 more of these to each side. Now we're bringing the feet in close together, and we're allowing imagining that we have Velcro on the inside of the legs, so that the inside of the feet, the inside of the legs glue together. And we're also going to introduce the arms into this twist, so we're not only twisting through the lower body, but we're beginning to stretch the upper back in particular. So raise the fingertips, the arms up off the floor so that the fingertips are parallel to the sky, and we interlace the hands here. You want to try and keep the legs glued together if possible. So we're taking a breath in. And then as we breathe out, we're going to take the arms to the right and the knees to the left. And we're turning the head in the direction the arms are going. So we're beginning to open up the upper back and twist through the lower body. And then on an inhale, we come back up to the neutral position. And then on an exhale, we take the knees to the right, keeping them glued together, and the arms to the left. And we're looking to the left. And we'll do 2 more to each side. A very nice thing to do is to introduce a spinal roll, but a spinal roll may not be appropriate for everybody. So you might find that you just want to bring the knees up to the belly and draw the knees back and forth like we did earlier. Alternatively, if a spinal roll is appropriate for you, you come up to a seated position and your hands are on your shin bone. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And then as you breathe out, you're rolling back. Inhale, coming up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, rolling back. Breathing in, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale. And we'll do 2 more. And then when you're ready to breathe out, you come back down to a lying position. Pause for a moment or 2 to feel the effects of the practice. Explore 1 more breath here. When you next breathe out, feel the connection your body makes to the earth. We want to open up the upper back a little bit more by exploring some shoulder glides to open up the chest. So we're rolling onto the left side. And your knees are aligned with your hips. And you might find here that you want to use a little prop to support your head. So placing your head on the prop, and you've created a bird's beak with your arms. Right palm is on top of the left. And then when you're ready to, on an inhale, you glide the right arm across the chest to the right shoulder. And it might be that this is as far as you go today, especially if you have shoulder discomfort and neck discomfort. Alternatively, on the exhale, you stretch the arm out as far as it will go. Then you take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, you glide the right arm back over across the chest, across the left arm. And you reach 1 hand length in front of the left arm, left hand. Then on an inhale, you glide all the way over to the right shoulder, and then on an exhale, you fully extend the arm if that's appropriate for you. We'll do one more. And we need to do the same on the other side. So we're rolling back to a central position. And then rolling over the line on the right side now. Knees are aligned with the hips. Your head can rest on a prop. Left hand is on top of the right, and you've created that bird's beak. And then on an inhale, we glide the left arm to the left shoulder. We pause here if we have a discomfort in the left shoulder or left side of the neck. And if we don't, on the exhale, we reach the arm all the way back. Take a breath in. And then on out breath, sliding the arm back over. And reach one hand length in front of the right hand. Repeat 2 more here. And having completed, we come to lie on our back. And we pause for a moment or two. Becoming aware of how we're feeling. Noticing any vibrations, any tingling sensations. Staying connected to the breath like we did at the beginning of the session. On the inhale, from the tailbone, breath, awareness, and the healing white light flowing up the spine to the center of the head. And on the exhale, breath, awareness, and the healing white light flowing from the center of the head down the spine to the tailbone. Awareness is now on the tailbone, and breath awareness and the healing white light will be carried up the spine on the vibration of the seed mantra Om. Breathing in deeply now. Om. Awareness is now in the center of the head. Breath, awareness, and the healing white light are carrying down the spine on the vibratory sound of the Bija mantra Om. Breathing in deeply now. We're at the tip of the tailbone, and we'll do one more round. Breath awareness and the healing white light carried on the Bija mantra up the spine on the vibratory sound of Om. Breathing in deeply now. Exploring one more breath here. And when you next breathe out, feel the connection your amazing body makes to the earth.